When I was a young kid, a problem that my teacher had with me, that she told my mother at teachers' meeting, was that I am very slow in writing, that I keep on erasing and writing again and again, and it takes me too long. And I remember when my mother explained this to me, and it was such a dilemma for me, because on the one hand I knew my mother respected beautiful handwriting, and I did have a beautiful handwriting, and I knew the other kids in my class who did write faster than me were a little bit sloppier. They didn't care so much. So on the one hand, being meticulous was admired, and on the other hand, I had to reach this unrealistic expectation of like having a nice handwriting but writing fast. And why am I sharing this? Because this dilemma of perfectionism has been something that I've been healing from years. It's such a ingrained thing, not just in my upbringing as a Hasidic kid, but like even in the world at large. There is this ideal of perfectionism, this glorification of perfectionism, which is so sick, for lack of a better word. It just keeps us stuck. What happened this morning, I wake up and I'm like realizing, after so many years of healing, there's always more layers, right? There's always going to be more healing that can be done. But I'm like, oh my goodness, every day I wake up and I judge myself compared to this perfect image that I wanted to be. Like, how is that realistic? How is that normal that I would expect to have like this perfect day and then like judge myself? Okay, like how much have you fallen short of that? Like, which human on this planet has a perfect day? Like, obviously some days are easier and better than others, but like if you have this standard for yourself that you have to be superhuman, you're always going to feel awful about yourself, because you're never going to be superhuman. You're always going to be human and make some mistakes and some wins, right? And this constant cycle of putting ourselves into like this rigid track of like, you're only allowed to go here and you're only allowed to do this beautiful handwriting. The handwriting is obviously a metaphor. Like, it's either going to take you faster to where you want to be when you're going to allow yourself, you're going to embrace all your imperfections and do it with trial and error, or you're just going to stay stuck in your track, constantly like correcting and correcting yourself again, and it's not good enough yet and all that. So whenever you have a goal, allow yourself to be human. Just a loving reminder. We live in a world that expects us to be hiding our humanness, but this is your beauty. I always say that we are like a puzzle piece. We have this hole inside and we have the part that sticks out. And the way we connect with each other is through the hole. Because when we are able and willing to show our vulnerabilities, that is the deepest kind of connection that we can have with each other. And it's not just good for the other person that we allow them to see our real heart. It's also good for ourselves, because it gives us the real basic need of a human being, which is human connection, relationships with each other that are deep, that are not just based on a superficial level where like, I like how you do things and I think that you're perfect and I want to be more like you, and that's why I want to be your friend or have any contact with you. So I hope this helps.